What's good, y'all? It's your boy Jay back at it again. Today we got Ways to Poison the Well with Woman Tier List by YBC Too Cold. Y'all know what the deal is, man. Follow me on both Jays here and Jays there. Get tapped on my socials. And without further ado, let's get started.
Yapping, that is enough rambling. In today's video, we're going to be doing a tier list on poisoning the well. This is a topic that comes up a lot. A lot of people in my audience ask me, like, dude, you advocate for mass approaches, you advocate for, talking to a lot of people and being social, but how do I do that without poisoning the well? Like, how do I do that?
I'll say my advice is I think as long as you are respectful and you have you're intentional, you're not trying to play all these games. Because I'm not a type of nigga to play games. I ain't gonna front. Like, if I want you, I'm gonna just tell you straight, like, I think you fine, I'm trying to get your number. Like, I'm gonna just be straight up, because I do not feel the need to play all these cat and mouse games. Like, I'm just keep it real. So as long as you have those two qualities and some level of social skills, I think it's very, in my experience, when it comes to dealing with women and talking to girls, I have rarely poisoned the well. When I mean poison, I don't just mean she don't want to talk to you no more, which would probably fall in that category, but I mean she thinks you're a whole weirdo and she don't even want to be near you. That's what I mean by, that's what I hear when he says poison the well. You dead ass, she think you a whole weird individual, you know what I'm saying?
That without coming across as weird, ruining my reputation to other people. If you guys don't know what poisoning the well means,
yeah, that's poison the well. That doesn't sound that doesn't just sound like she has a boyfriend or something. That sounds like you genuinely done or said something so egregious that your whole reputation is now fuck. She think you a whole weirdo. She gonna tell the group chat, and now everybody think you on some weird shit. You know what I'm saying?
It basically means it's an analogy for spoiling your reputation, for negative information spreading about you, people realizing this guy's weird, this guy is not cool. And
yeah, I've never, because I thought poisoning the well, if we're talking about just fumbling a girl or not being able to get in a relationship, yeah, I've definitely fumbled. But when it came to fumbling a girl so bad to where my reputation was tanked, never happened. That dead ass has never happened to me. Because in all my approaches or convos, I was respectful. I didn't say anything too out of line, and I made sure to read the room. Right? Reading the room is important. Because when people say you can't say that, a lot of that is dependent on how the girl is feeling you. No, stop it. It's different from no, stop. You got to be able to read, you know what I'm saying? Facial feature, facial expressions, features, body movement, inflection of voice. You got to be able to understand that, you know what I'm saying?
All of a sudden, before you even have a chance to introduce yourself to someone, they know who you are and they're preemptively going to reject you. So we're going to be ranking from watering the well, which means you're good. The well definitely hasn't been poisoned, all the way up to nuking the well. Okay, so without further ado, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and let's get into the video. The first thing we have on the list is being ugly. Okay, being ugly,
I say probably here. Depends on if we just talking I don't even consider a person a 5 out of 10 ugly. You could consider them ugly, but it's I don't know. It's definitely not nuking the well, but I don't know if it's nuking, especially if the person you're trying to approach is on your level of looks. Nah, I'll probably put it maybe high to low, probably moderate.
Is obviously a well poisoner on its own, right? Somebody who is not ugly is gonna have a lot more leeway, a lot more room to screw up than someone who is. So that's why I always say being ugly is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. It's a horrible mistake. Don't do it. People are just going to
Yeah, but the thing is some niggas is just born with fucked up facial features and disabilities and ailments. It's one thing if you consider yourself ugly because you're overweight and you haven't had a haircut. But if you have if you were born with a lopsided eye, or you got in a freak accident that was not your fault and half your face is messed up and burnt, I don't really consider that your fault, to be honest. You can't really change that, right? Especially if you don't have a lot of money to your name.
Implicitly assume bad things about you. Now, is this always the case? Absolutely not, right? There's a lot of ugly people who...
Yeah, but the halo effect definitely does exist. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, shoot.
Don't get as many sexual opportunities, but they're still cool. People still like them. They're not necessarily poisoning the well.
Yeah, I'm going moderate, maybe low moderate. Because if poisoning the well means fucking up your rep, then it's probably here.
But if you're ugly and weird, that's like the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, ugly and weird, you're cooked, nigga. Like, if you just ugly, I've seen some ugly dudes or like less than attractive dudes get girls, be popular, tell a lot of jokes, be funny. Like, I've seen it in real time. Like, these are dudes you probably wouldn't consider to be lookers, but because they're charismatic and they know how to move and they have maybe like another talent, like they're good at sports, they know how to hoop. You know, they can get away with not being the best looks wise, but if you ugly and weird, nigga, yo shit, you know, you might, bro, you dumb, bitch. I ain't gonna front.
You're gonna like bad things are gonna start happening to you, and you're gonna be like, dude, I did the same thing as this other guy, yet he's not getting any consequences for it, and I am, right? So, you know, I'm gonna put this at high chance of poisoning the well. It's not a complete nuke. If you're ugly, I guess you just have to be cool, and you know, you can't screw up. There's less room to screw up, so. You know, make sure you guys are looks maxing, I suppose. Next up on this list, we have approaching too much at the same time. You know, a lot of you guys are going to say...
Ooh, probably, yeah, that's bad. When I mean approaching too much, I mean, like, I say, like, this most likely is going to happen, like, a party or something like that. Probably, like, a party or some shit. Like, you try to holler at a girl, da-da-da, what's your name, this, that, and the third, she rejects you. And then the girl that seen you fumble that, you try to holler at her and she not feeling it, right? Because now you coming off as more desperate trying to get some, you feel me? So that's probably where that would go. I don't know. Like, I'd probably say that's like spoiling your, like fumbling your whole reputation. Maybe like moderate to low high. Because if you're just trying to approach, you want to get their number, but the moment they say like no, you just back off. I don't think that's gonna fuck up your rep in the long term. But if you just keep pushing like yo, I need your number, then that's either higher nuke. That's either higher nuke.
Wait, aren't you an advocate for mass approaching? Well, kind of, but I'm not an advocate for doing it in a dumb way. And one of the dumbest things you can do when you're approaching is saying, I'm going to go out and between 4 to 6 p.m., I'm going to get 200 approaches in. And you just dedicate 2 hours to like...
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that shit. Nigga, just go out with only intention be to approach. Like, nah, but I'm straight.
Walking up to every girl that you see. Now, if you're a PUA, if you're doing this for content and stuff, you know, I guess you can get away with it. But if you're like a normal dude in a college campus or in an area where people are more likely to know each other, and then you get seen by someone else approaching this girl, and
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that's bad. Like, they gonna think you thirsty, and like that ain't nothing gonna tank your chances more than being thirsty. Freaky is different from thirsty. Freaky is you. Like, the moment you get the get-go, you going. Like, you doing. Thirsty is like you don't even have the get-go, yet you're still trying to do this, that, and the third, right? That's what I mean.
They start talking about you and stuff, it's more likely to happen. Now, how do we, you know, if you do want to approach a lot at the same time, you want to basically vary the locations where you're approaching so there's a less likelihood.
Yeah, like, it's the same way that, like, it's the same way. It's like if you break up with a girl, you probably ain't gonna be cool with her homegirls. I'm being real, like, especially if it's like a messy breakup, you and her homegirls ain't gonna be y'all. They don't gonna like you, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you've been in school and you've been either in a class with your ex or you've been in a class with her, like your homegirls, then they don't fuck with you. That shit is ass. But yeah, I definitely say if you're doing a lot of approaching, try to vary up the location. You know what I'm saying? Don't do all your approaches in the same area.
Of two people knowing each other, right? If you're afraid of that, I guess. So I'm gonna say that this is also a high chance of poisoning the well.
Yeah, I'd probably
Next
say
up,
high.
We have approaching too much in the same place. This is deadly, devastating.
Yeah, I go nuking. Yeah,
especially if that place where you're approaching is a place where people frequent. Like,
yeah, especially if that's the place where people either and or frequent, or that's the place where you're gonna be constantly, like your school or some shit.
Gym, like a college lecture hall, like a cafe. Because, you know, if you're approaching too much and you're only doing your volume in one specific place, it's only a matter of time before regulars and people who go there often are gonna start catching on. Like, this guy's just coming here to approach. He's not even drinking the fucking coffee. He's not even lifting any weights. He's literally here to just do a bunch of approaches. And then that's when, you know, you might run into some problems. So make sure you not only vary the times where you approach, but you also vary the place, right? So if you're gonna do approaches at the gym, don't mass approach at the gym. Get like 2 in at the gym, go to some other place, do some approaches there, go to some other place, but you don't wanna be doing it too much in the same place. Like, the only people who can get away with doing these things and not poisoning the well and not completely ruining themselves is me and Yad, right? Yad is an example of somebody who's ugly and who still, despite his thousands of approaches, has not poisoned the well. But bro, you're not me and you're not Yad, okay? We can do this. You can. All right, next up we have being known as the outcast. So
known as the outcast. I don't know. Like, if you notice the weird kid, that's bad. But no, I think that might be like high chance or moderate. It might be here. Cause if you notice like a weird nigga or some shit, yeah, that's bad. Cause then the girl automatically gonna assume you like a weirdo or something.
Here's the thing about being an outcast, right? Let's say that, you know, you're in a high school or you're in a college and you're the type of guy that sits by himself all the time, like at the lunch table. You're not really talking to anybody. You're kind of weird and quirky, and you solve Rubik's cubes in your free time. Been there, done that. You know, if you're that kind of guy, what's gonna happen is people are gonna look at you and then they're going to judge you subconsciously. They're going to be like, this guy's an outcast. This guy he's not a social butterfly. So when you decide to get up and change and say, you know what, I'm going to start taking initiative and I'm going to start approaching people and talking to people, well, then you could approach a girl. You could be socially calibrated. You could be cool. But she already has that preconceived notion of you that you are a weird outcast, and she's going to judge you negatively. And then she's going to go tell her friends, oh, you know that weird guy who sits by himself at the lunch table? He just approached me. Isn't that so out of character? So you're already building.
The thing is, I mean, that can happen, but I also feel like if you don't have a name for yourself and then you glow up suddenly, it's like, I've had that happen to me before. Like, I wasn't gonna say I'm a lame. I was like a lame in middle school, but it's like, I'm gonna just give y'all some lore right quick. 7th to 8th grade, I went to my middle school, right? And it was kids, all over the area who went to the school. And then come high school, right? Comes to 9th grade, half of the kids split off to 2 schools. You either went to school A or to school B. I went to school A. A lot of people I know went to school B. And I didn't see none of these dudes or people for like for all of freshman year. All of freshman year, right? Sophomore year comes back around. Junior year comes back around, right? I actually start, making moves. I start growing out my hair, working out more consistently, taking care of my face. Got rid of the glass. Well, I didn't get rid of my glasses, but I started wearing contacts, right? Got some drip. Started changing how I talk and how I carry myself. Like, and a lot of these people already knew me, but when they saw me again, it was like, oh man, da 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 da. Like, yo, I didn't know you looking fresh. I'd be like, yo, appreciate that shit. Like, there was a lot of girls who went to like my 8th grade, who went to like my middle school, who I knew in the 8th grade, right? We was just cool. We was friends. They see me again, they like, oh, you fine. Like, let me get your number. Da da da. Let me go Insta. Da da. Like, that's happened to me before. So there's definitely room for leeway if you're known as like well, the thing is, I wasn't like an outcast. That's different. Like, I was probably just a normal kid. Like, I wasn't like, because I still had friends. So I wouldn't be like an outcast. But if you are like known as like the weird kid, then yeah, it's definitely going to be more difficult. I ain't going to front.
Building an identity by being an outcast, and it's going to be hard to remove that identity. But it's still possible. That's the thing. What you want to do is you want to actually make male friends and build a social life before you start talking to girls if you're perceived as an outcast. Because the outcast...
Definitely. Like, you want to build because if you're a girl, like, if a girl asks around you, like, yo, do you know him? He's like, oh, yeah, he cool, da-da-da-da. Like, that's probably how I've been put. Like, that's probably in some way, shape, or form how, you know what I'm saying, I be getting girls' Instas and numbers and all shit, you know what I'm saying, when I was moving like that, right? Because I got a lot of friends, right? I got a lot of people who know me, a lot of people who cool me. So a lot of girls would be like, yo, do you know this guy that is he cool? And they'd be like, oh, no, he for sure. He cool, he chill, he laid back, all that shit. So that's also, like, if you have male friends who follow you, that can definitely contribute to getting some attention. I ain't gonna lie.
The guy who sits by himself, who's always alone, he rarely gets the girl. So you gotta start working brick by brick, layer by layer, which means friends first, social life, community, women come after. Always do it in that order. And also, I might make a separate video on this, but male loneliness, the problem isn't about girlfriends and wives and women. It's actually a problem with community and friendship. Next up, we have creepy behavior. See,
yeah, that's nuking. I ain't gonna lie. Weird shit. When creepy is like, yeah, creep, like I already said, if you a creep, you fucked. Like, you on some weird shit where it's like you overly touchy. Like you just met this girl and you already rubbing up all on her. She yanked her hand away. You like, no, bring it. Like, you on some weird, yeah, that's nuking, but that's nuking. Like, even attractive guys can't get away with this. Like, that ultra creep, like, people just view as like a weirdo on some shit. I ain't gonna lie.
you could have everything going for you. You could be pretty decent looking, you know, above average. You could be
decent looking, even handsome, making good money, nice sense of fashion, good hygiene. But if you're a fucking creep, nigga, your shit cooked, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
you know, a guy who's confident.
Like, I'd rather be known 10 out of 10 times as like the nerd in the back of the cafeteria who plays with a Rubik's Cube versus a creep, my nigga.
A lot. But if you exhibit weird, creepy behavior, like, you know, you lick your lips every 3 seconds. I don't know, dude. I'm just trying to think. What's something creepy? Like staring dead into her soul.
Like staring, not him like the, or being like the, yo, what's up? I'm talking like the. Like that's that weird shit. Nah, you
speak like piercing eye contact that doesn't look away. You know, just creepy mannerisms. If your energy comes off as like desperate and in scarcity, that's also going to kind of, you know, knock you down a peg. So I'm gonna put creepy behavior at a high chance of poisoning the well. Actually, this is nuking the
well. I was about to say, nigga. Nah, creepy is definitely worse than being ugly. I ain't gonna lie. Cause an ugly nigga, you could still be like, oh, I know that nigga ugly, but he cool. I couldn't hang around no creepy ass nigga. Like, I couldn't do that shit.
Next up, we have being pushy on text, right? So, you know, the thing about women.
Pushy on text, yeah, that's like double texting. Like, why aren't you? I've never texted a girl, why aren't you responding? If she doesn't respond, I'm just be like, oh, or whatever. I'm not gonna be one of these things like, why aren't you responding? Da, 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 da. Like, that's desperation, my nigga, and that's gonna turn her off on some shit.
Is they kind of share their text message history with every girl in their group. So you have to text women under the assumption that you're texting 20 women, not under the assumption that you're just texting her, especially if you're in the initial stages of talking. Like if she's your girlfriend and it's 2 years down the line, you know, you can rest assured most likely that she's not, you know, snaking you. But if it's a girl that you're still trying to court and you have a crush on her, you don't want to be spamming pushy on text.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to texting, right, I say my history of text is like, I've said wild things in text, don't get it twisted. Like, I've said wild, like, out of line shit in text. But I think the difference is like, I read the room. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've already, like, the thing is, like, I was texting a girl, but I already met her in person. Like, we already was holding hands. We already knew, we already was, like, talking, you know. And I was able to, like, we went from, like, you know, I got her IG, right? I was at a football game. I got her IG. You know, this is the girl I'm with now, by the way. I got her IG at the football game. Like, one of my boys said, like, yo, this girl wants your IG. She thinks you killed that out. So I was like, word. Gave her the IG. We started talking, right? And, like, I like to feel the waters out for, you know, because I'm a joke. Like, you know, I'm not, like, a goofy ass nigga, but I do like to tell jokes, right? So I start, you know what I'm saying, getting to know her, telling her my interests and all that. And I start telling jokes. And she started, like, she laughed at them. Like, she was laughing. She was, you know, feeling it. So that gave me the green light to be more wild. Like, and then I did, like, a Hail Mary ass shot. I was in that bit. You know the NBA thumbnails where the nigga, like, falling down and he got the ball. It's, like, 1.0%. That was me, but I ain't gonna lie. I do, like, a Hail Mary ass shot. Like, I did some shit. It was, like, that's the face I make when I'm in that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was one of those type of shots, right? I said that. She said, like, oh, wow. And you know what I'm saying? She said, we need to test that theory. And that's when I knew it was free game. Like, that's when I knew. When she said, we're going to have to test that theory. And I'm like, yo, I don't know what you mean by that. Like, what you mean? She said something like, oh, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have to test that theory. Like, there's only one way to find out. And that's when I knew I was in there. That's when I knew. That's when I knew I could, you know what I'm saying, be wild. Not pushy, but that's when I knew I could be wild and out of pocket. So this is definitely about reading the room, understanding social cues, you know, things of that nature. You feel me?
If she doesn't like you, she's going to tell her friends, look how creepy this guy is. Look at what he's sending me. And then now her friends are also going to have that impression of you.
Yeah, a lot of that is if she likes you. I ain't going front. Like, if a girl really is feeling you, you can get away with, like, a lot of out of line shit. Like, a lot of out of line. Like, if the girls that I was texting, you know, the girl I'm with was not feeling me whatsoever, nigga, them hoes would have been sent to the whole school, the whole nation, all that. My reputation would not be looking good. I ain't gonna front.
So you always want to text conservatively. You don't want to be too pushy unless you're 100% sure she's high interest, she likes you, and she messes with it. So I'm gonna put this at.
Yeah, that's what I made sure my girl was messing with, you know, my type of texting, my type of messages before I just went full, like, you know, out of pocket on some shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna put this at high chance of poisoning the well. Next up, we have talking too much. This is a big problem some guys have, bro. It's like they like a girl and then they start talking too much about who they like, when they started liking her, why they started liking her, and they start telling their own guy friends.
No, I don't really tell my guy friends about my girl, bro. Or my relationship. I don't tell guys. I don't tell people in general about that type of stuff. Like if you're my like this is like my close friends, like my homies. I'll tell you in like passing or very occasionally, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go with my girl to this event. Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to my girl. Da da. Like I'll tell you like once every couple weeks or months. Right? I'm not bringing it up all the time, right? And I bring it, it's gonna be like a sentence or two. Like I'm hanging out with my girl here and there, right? But like I've never been the type of guy to be like, oh yeah, this girl's so cute, we met, da 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 da, we did it, da da da. Like I'm not the type to do the yap about my relationship business to people I don't know, which is very hypocritical because I'm online giving you niggas a game by game play of my DMs. But hey man, it is what it is.
Their guy friends are gonna tell their girlfriends who also happen to be friends with that girl, and then before you know it, the whole school knows that you like this chick, or the whole fucking, you know, environment knows that you like this chick. So make sure that you guys are more conservative about what you talk about. Only talk about things with your closest friends, because, you know, if you tell her friends, because what her friends are gonna do is they're gonna be like try to talk to you about it as if they're on your side and like hearing you out, but they're just gonna relay all that information to her. So if you don't want her finding out, then keep it to yourself. Don't talk too much.
Yeah, 48 laws of power. Always say less than necessary. Don't be no yapping, mammering, mappy ass nigga.
I'm still gonna say that this is a, you know, this is between these two. This one's hard, man. I guess I'm gonna put it here. Next up, we have beefing her friends. I've already talked about this on the channel, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on it.
What's beefing mean in this context? Does that mean beefing with her friends? Because if you actually if you hate her friends, that's got to be either here or here.
Her friends don't like you. She probably doesn't like you. So make sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's it. Like, if her homegirls don't follow with you, that trying to just have stuff happen is gonna be so difficult, because her homegirls are gonna be in her ear telling her that you're bad. This is where the reputation comes in. If you have a good reputation, her homegirls most likely follow with you, or they cool with you. All that shit.
Sure that you leave a good impression on her friends, unless, you know, she's so high interest that her liking you overrides her a girl code, if you will. By the way, guys, quick side note, if you want to get better at approaching, if you want to transform your dating life from the ground up, if you want my personal help and the help of like-minded guys to solve problems like these, make sure you join my community. I have one of the best communities on dating. We get together, we do weekly calls, we interact with each other, we drop games. So if you want to join a community like that, check the link in the description. And also, we talk about other things, esoteric, spiritual hygiene. I don't want Goda's
bad hygiene nuking. There's nothing you can do about that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Like, there's no universe like bad hygiene, nigga. If you smell like ass, there's no like there's nothing you can do about it. I ain't gonna front.
Fans coming on here and saying, but in nature deodorant doesn't exist, we just take a shower with the water in the river. Like, bro, listen, I appreciate you guys, you Godas fans, but just make sure you don't smell bad and you'll be fine, okay? Next up, we have texting too many girls at the same time. I'm pretty sure all of us did this at some point. I definitely did when I was younger. Basically, just go on your phone, you know, you're lonely one night and you're like, fuck it, dude, and you just hit up every girl, same opener, every girl. You text like every girl in your high school or every girl in your college or whatever. This is one of the quickest ways to poison the well, because trust me, they're all gonna talk, they're all gonna find out that you had that one bad night and you might be judged.
That's why you can't be, you know, thirsty, man. Can't be thirsty, bit. Can't be thirsty, bit. You know what I'm saying? Don't be that's why I advocate for niggas not having a roster, because if you don't have that, you don't got to deal with this.
For it. So if you're gonna text girls with some intent, make sure you do it with girls that don't necessarily know each other, and also, you know, be more conservative with how many girls you talk to at the same time. So, you know, I'm gonna put this at moderate chance of poisoning the well, because it's a skill issue. It really depends on how you do it. And
yeah, but hey, shout out YBC2 Cole, man. But I feel like a lot of this, as long as you are respectful, intentional, and you not overly doing too much, and you not coming from a place of desperation, a lot of this shit kind of fixes itself. But what y'all think, man? But with that being said, it's your boy Jay. Stay healthy, and stay blessed, and I'm out.